Hello, it's been a while since I saw you last. Now, I've been planning a comeback for quite some time now, both for my usual style videos and NotSoLive, but never did I expect it to be like this. Millions of us across the globe are locked in our houses, all in effort to save lives. Never since the Spanish flu has something as serious as this virus taken grip of the world. Life as we know it suspended. Capitalism, so to say, put on hold. Yet, day by day, we're all getting through this, and we as a nation, as an international community, are coming together. Now, this isn't the normal setup for NotSoLive, nor is it the structure that you'll be used to, but with so much going on, I just wanted to share some upsides of this pandemic and say a massive, massive thank you to all those who are putting their lives on the line day after day. In this special episode, I'm going to be joined by some of my friends, YouTubers, but otherwise normal people, sharing their experience of life under lockdown. Ollie Walker will be talking about working on the front line. Coral Francis will tell me about life after being furloughed and how to deal with mental health. And on a lighter note, towards the end of the show, Kieran O'Reilly even, will be here to play Who Tweeted This. I'm Ethan Rylett, and this is NotSoLive. And well, my very first guest on this very special show is joining me all the way from down south in
wow.
in the wonderful south of the lockdown territory. It's Coral Francis. How are you doing, Coral?
I am doing very well, considering. How about you?
Yeah, I'm not bad, coming from my shed, the NotSoLive
Lovely.
shed right now, so all is good, all is good. So I just wanted to start off by touching on how you're doing, how you're feeling. How is everything in lockdown?
Better than I expected. Obviously, I am currently not working during the lockdown, which was a bit strange at first, but to be honest, it's been really nice having some lions, and it's been nice making my own new little routine. So yeah, it's been going really well.
Yeah.
I just love the hour walk. It's literally the best part of my lockdown.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have been saying that. I think it was yourself that tweeted or something, and maybe even when you messaged me, it was like, you feel like a dog because of the
Honestly, like, everybody was laughing. I was like, literally, I feel like, now I understand how dogs feel, like, when they get taken for that one walk every day. I get so excited.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I
say to Ben, I'm like, oh my God, can we go for a walk today? Like, at the weekend, and, like, our date night is now a walk. Yeah. Instead of whatever we'd usually do, which is quite sweet.
Yeah, I do wonder how dogs feel about us being home all the time as well. It's like, fuck's sake, I wanted to destroy something.
Honestly, I saw an article about cats, and it was like the cats aren't prepared for how much attention they're about to get during lockdown, and it literally made me laugh so much.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting fed. The cats and dogs are going to be as fat as us, because I don't know about you, but I'm snacking loads since I'm at home all the time as well.
If anything, I've lost weight. Right. Which is great.
I think it's because I'm working as well, and I just like have a bag of Maltesers next to me, and I'm just there sat eating them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, I gave up office snacks for Lent, so I still carried that on when I was working from home.
Yeah. Well, you talk about how you were furloughed and worked from home. How did that? Well, actually, let's start off with how it felt on the Monday evening at 8 o'clock when we heard the Prime Minister say that we're going into lockdown. What were the thoughts that initially went through your head?
I turned to Ben and I said, I'm really scared. My bottom lip went and I just burst into tears. We've spoken about like what would happen if there was a lockdown and stuff before, but like actual it being said out loud and announced was like quite a surreal feeling. Like almost felt like something out of a film. Like I feel like we are in a film and it's not real, but it is.
I think the fact as well how we'd gone from having these press briefings to actually being the Prime Minister sitting down on every single TV channel in the country and saying you cannot go outside. I think that's what...
It was bizarre.
I think that's what hit a lot of people. And it's also... I don't know if you noticed as well, but it was on the top page of Amazon Prime Video. It's like, statement from the Prime Minister, blah-de-blah-de-blah.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know what it was like on Disney Plus or Netflix, but it definitely was on the first page of Prime. So yeah, really bizarre.
Gosh.
And then obviously we've got international viewers, but we have everyone in the UK a couple of days later got a text message from the Prime Minister. Everyone got a
mine
letter.
came like a week and a half late.
So we were basically had to watch this statement by the Prime Minister. We all got a text message and we all got a letter. So that's how we found out in the UK. But do you think that's when it hit you personally? Because I know for a lot of people it's been hitting them a bit later on, a couple of weeks later. But do you think it hit you straight away, or do you think
it hit me then, and then it hit me about 9 days in.
Yeah.
So I had like the initial, oh my god, and then a couple days in, I was like, oh my god again.
Yeah, I think it got to me a couple of days in. Because I'm staying with my uncle, so like a week in on the Saturday, I was like, I'm not with my mum and dad, I want to be with them right now, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because they're stuck in Spain. So they're a couple of weeks ahead of us anyway, so they were like, oh, it's not that bad. They've got a lot stricter lockdown, by the way, but they were like, it's not that bad. You find stuff to do. Obviously, you can still go to the shop, you can still go to the pharmacy. So I just went, I had a tear come down my eye, so I went upstairs and then I came back down and my uncle said, are you alright, you alright? He was like, in the garden, I went, no, and burst out into tears. It was kind of funny. It's funny to look back at it. I think
everyone has a good cry.
Yeah. I think as well it's about letting it out, and if you let it out then it's a lot easier to cope, but if you bottle it up then it is going to affect you mentally. I know that's what's helped me. Definitely, like being able to talk to people like you and talk to other people when I needed to vent and stuff like that.
100%, yeah.
But yeah, definitely. But how are you doing on the mental health of things anyway? How's it going now? Do you feel like it's got better as the lockdown's gone on?
Oh my god, surprisingly well. Like obviously it was announced we've got another 3 weeks. I think because I was so prepared that was going to be a thing, like it didn't even bother me in a way. I was like, oh okay, 3 more weeks of it, okay, cool. Whereas like the way I thought I'd initially react would have been completely different, whereas I was like, okay, that's fine, I've got stuff to do, I can film more, I can go for runs more, I can become a TikTok star.
Abandoned the YouTubes for the TikToks, Coral. I'm not very happy with you.
To be fair, I am so actually grateful for the whole lockdown, because I've literally got back on the YouTube hype and I finally think I've found my YouTube niche, which has been a really good thing.
That is always great. This is hay fever, by the way. It's not a dry cough.
Oh my god, hay fever is ridiculous right now.
It is, isn't it? But yeah, definitely good that you are doing well mentally. What do you think's helped you through it in that aspect though? Like, how do you think you have managed to cope and get it all together?
I'm currently in isolation at Ben's with him and his housemate. So I think being around people has been really good. So I'm not just like in my own. Ben's got quite a nice big house, and Disney Plus. Disney Plus has been a godsend. And my second Disney Instagram account, I have literally fallen in love with posting on there. Made so many friends, and like I think you mentioned we were going to talk about that later on, but keeping the magic alive on there has been really good and been a really nice way to get through. But also like speaking to you guys, our little YouTube family, and having our little lockdown house party. That was
the first Saturday as well, wasn't it? It's obviously all of the squad.
I think another one needs to happen.
Oh, definitely. Well, within the next 3 weeks. We were all meant to be meeting up in Sheffield this Saturday after the lockdown began, so that house party was definitely really good. Now, we are going to talk about Disney in a second, because there is some big things to talk about there. But mentioning, just going back to where you mentioned how being with people's helped, I definitely feel like that's what's helping a lot of people through, like being with either loved ones or friends or things like that. You've got to feel for everyone that is on their own, that don't have access to gardens, that are in flats living on their own, for the elderly that are living on their own as well. That's got to be the tough one, surely.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I was saying the other day to my mum, I've never spoken to her so much. Like, we literally have a daily phone call. Same with my dad. I think I speak to him every other day. And my brother is at uni, and I usually call him. He is calling me constantly as well, which is really nice, because obviously we're speaking more and we're having like family chats, which has been absolutely great. But yeah, I feel for them. Like, my brother lives in a flat. Lucky he's got 6 lads with him, but he's really struggling. He said they're sunbathing with their legs out of the windows, because obviously it's quite sunny in the UK. I know Becca said she was struggling, and she was sort of doing the same, sunbathing with her legs out the window. So
no, but at least like people like him, they've got at least friends and their flatmates to be with.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Like you're saying as well, my granddad's even started ringing us on FaceTime on Facebook. It's like,
that's so cute.
You can definitely tell he's bored, that he's got the whole of Netflix, Now TV and Amazon Prime. And I think we're going to talk him in how to log into my uncle's Disney Plus at some point as well. So he's got all of that.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Myself, I've been watching, so my uncle's a massive Marvel fan. So we're watching the whole of Marvel in chronological order.
Oh my god, what are you on now then? What film are you on?
Whatever Thor 2's called.
Yes.
Can't remember.
I can't even think off the top of my head, but yeah.
So I can't remember what's next either.
I think it's Thor: A Dark World, I think. Don't quote me on that.
Well, we're in phase 2, so
yeah.
it's all going good there. And while we're on the talk of Disney Plus, I feel like you had a big Disney trip planned.
Yeah, so I was supposed to be going to Disney in 2.5 weeks, Disneyland Paris, not America, with a couple of our friends. Obviously, Ethan will know who, but I was going with Becca, Ollie and Kieran, who I believe are all going to be appearing on this wonderful little TV show that Ethan's doing. So yeah, I've actually been on the phone with Disney today, funny enough. So on the 20th of April, well, I'll address the fact that all of the Disney parks in the world are closed. For the first time in history, there isn't a single Disney park open, which is scary. So Mickeys are essentially homeless. I'm sorry, Mickey. I have Mickey behind me. So yeah, everyone's sort of saying Mickey's essentially homeless right now. It's a very sad and scary time, but it's the best thing possible. Disney have been fantastic. They've offered us to rebook for free at the same price. So we are now going in September, hopefully. The only thing we've got to pay more on is our flights, and it's only like £15. So we have been very, very lucky. Also, a nice fun fact about it, we actually get to go for Halloween now, which is a really good positive. It's going to be warmer. A ride that Becca always wanted to go on is going to be open now. So we're trying to see the positives of that we're not going when we want to. Obviously at first it was quite sad, but now we can actually look forward to going on that holiday again, which will be really nice, really special. Yeah, no, definitely got having something to look forward to as well is always going to help you get through it. So it's really good. Yeah, I had 9 big events planned this year, and only one hasn't been cancelled. Luckily every other one has been postponed. Yeah, but one is still apparently ongoing, which shocks me. Yeah, the clock's ticking. Obviously I've got to fit as many guests in this episode, so before I do let you go, Coral, what's one piece of advice you would give to other lockdown goers right now? If you're going to be sad, cry out. Like, you don't have to get up every day. I would say have a routine. Like, that's what I've done. Like, have like a sort of little daily routine. Like, act as if you're going to work. So, like, make sure, right, if you're going to have a lie-in, it's only to a certain time. Yeah. And try to abide by that as much as you can. But obviously if you're having a down day, don't feel guilty for like sitting in bed and crying and just lounging around. Like, for sure, I have makeup on today and have made an effort, but I guarantee you tomorrow I'll be in trackies and no makeup. And then probably by Friday I'll be wearing makeup again. So I just think, have a nice little routine. Like, so obviously if you're working from home, great, you're in a routine. But if you're not, make a routine. Start a TikTok, start a YouTube channel. I actually made a list the other day of 101 things to do during lockdown. So that's the thing. I got very bored and was like, let's write a list of things to do. Well, it gives you something to do as well, doesn't it? That's always the important thing. No, definitely. And just make sure you're keeping safe. Get out on that daily walk or run. just go to the shops where you need to and just talk to people, like stay connected. I know we can't physically see people, but stay connected online.
Yeah, and obviously that's the big thing. Obviously everyone's running their own, all the companies are running their own campaigns about how to get through this. One that's really important is to get talking, and I know ITV have run this mental health campaign for a couple of years now, and they've just started it back up for the lockdown, which is Britain Get Talking. So I will leave some links down below to that. Just basically helps you through it if you are suffering and you do need someone to speak to. So check the description box out for that. Coral, it's been great having you on here.
Thank you for having me back
before we go,
like a couple of years.
Yeah. NotSoLive is back, baby. Before we go though, is there anything that you'd like to say to the frontline workers who are obviously still getting up every day, working their asses off, whether that be in hospitals, whether that be in shops?
Thank you so much. My mum is now a volunteer, so thank you to her. She is helping, and Ben, my partner, is also a key worker. So if anyone knows what it's like, it's me. It's very close to home, but honestly I can't thank these guys enough. It's insane what you're doing. Like, you're putting your lives at risk to help us, so thank you. And I swear to God, if you don't get a pay rise once this is over, I think us and the rest of the country will be very angry.
Yeah, I definitely think they all need pay rises now. Coral, really appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah.
And all the best for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, and you too.
Yeah, thank you. Well, that was Coral Francis. Do check her out. Coming up next, I have a frontline worker himself, Mr. Ollie Walker.
Woo-hoo.
How you doing, Ollie?
I'm doing alright, thank you. Day off today, and it's a nice day out, but obviously we can't go out and stuff.
No, we're stuck in a shed here at NotSoLive headquarters. Don't know if you can see behind me. So you say, as you're saying, we are stuck in lockdown. Have you been doing much to keep yourself busy other than the usual 9 to 5?
I mean, what's good, I guess, is that I'm literally just around the corner from like this country park, and I guess I go in there for like my one piece of exercise per day, and it's actually really nice in there.
Yeah, that's good. Isn't everyone else complying with the rules out on the walks and staying away from you and everything like that?
Yeah, of course, we've got to adhere to all those social distancing protocols.
Yeah, you know what I find weird? When I go out for a walk, and it's now just programmed in, as soon as you see someone walking up to you, you cross the road, you avoid them as much as you can. It's a bit surreal, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm a bit the same with my dog, to be honest. So, like, I mean, I'm sure she's fine going around, but, like, obviously when, say, like, other dogs and that are about, I always like to keep her close to make sure she doesn't go at them or anything like that. One
thing that I asked Coral was when she first heard of what was happening, so at 8 PM on that Monday, what was it, the 23rd of March, I want to say, what was the first thought that went through your head?
I thought, like, it just hit us like really hard, because it was literally about a week or so before we were all meant to meet up and that, and it was just like knowing that we couldn't go out for, like, you know, non-essential activities and stuff. It just felt like, it's like we're just all crammed in. I mean, I understand all the protocols that are in place, but it's getting to the point now where you're like, how long has this been?
To be honest with you, with you, I do think it's gone quite quick. Like, to me, the past 4, nearly 5 weeks now have flown by. But I know that's because I'm working, and like work days are flying by, because obviously we've got some staff that are furloughed, so we're a lot busier at the minute. So that's why that's flying by now. But it's the people that aren't working, that are stuck at home all day, that I feel for, because I can imagine it being quite boring for them.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like, I mean, I guess I'm quite lucky in my line of work that, because I work in my local co-op, I do, so in all this I'm basically a key worker. So I think it's just like knowing that I've got the opportunity to work where someone is not able to. I mean, I guess I could say I'm quite fortunate that I'm still able to work, and I know in our shop we've had quite a few people go into self-isolation, but not because of what's going on, but just doing out of precautions. I've had one who's gone in because they're pregnant, one who's gone in because they're immunocompromised, and then the other, one of my other colleagues, his wife was immunocompromised, and he was doing it out of precaution.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense to do it, and obviously because it is a horrible thing that's going around. But glad you brought work up, because obviously I assume at my local co-op, your local co-op's also got all these precautions in place. But what are
all the like new, like, we've got this one-way system in place. So like so when they go into the shop, they have to go to the left. They can't cut across, because right by the door is our till area, and they can't cut across that way. So they have to go all the way around the shop and then queue from the middle aisle, and obviously at the same time keeping 2 meters apart for social distancing.
Yeah, it's like that at the. So I've moved in with my uncle for it, and their local co-op here. I was just getting. When it first started, they didn't have this one-way system in place, and then all of a sudden last week they put it in. So I was just getting my head around where everything was in the shop, and then all of a sudden they put this one-way system in, and you can't go back for everything. It's like, when you're at IKEA and you forget something, you have to start from scratch.
Yeah. Essentially, if they forget something, I always say to them that you've got to go around back all the way around.
Which, it makes sense. It was the one thing that was lacking at my co-op. It's everything else has been good. But is there like any other changes that you've seen in the shop? How are people reacting to it most of all?
Oh, like, people, did you know what? One thing that I was thinking about, like, ages ago was, like, before all this started going down, like, I noticed, like, I'm sounding like Coral by saying like every few seconds.
I'll edit that out.
Like, I'm doing it again.
Come on, Ollie, you can do it.
I know. So a little while ago, I noticed. I can't think of it without saying the word like. I noticed how people. There's like a kind of like this negative perception that, like, if you're working in retail or something like that, it's just an easy way to just make money in that. But now, given the circumstances, it just goes to show, like, how essential our line of work is. Because if these shops, like, if places like the Co-op, Tesco, Asda, all sorts weren't open, then of course it would be like the apocalypse. I would say.
Yeah, no, we definitely really appreciate everything that it's doing, and I know I'm speaking for the whole country when we say that, so thanks for that. And and when you're in the shop, something that I've been asked to ask by our amazing social media presence is, I don't know what it's like where you are, but it seems like most people are complying by the rules. Like, I know there used to be the limits, I think Co-op have all mostly removed the limits now. I know
we've lifted pretty much all our restrictions, bar say eggs, which are like, there's still 1 box per customer, and I think because we've barely got any flour in as well, we're limiting that to 1 as well. Yeah.
So how's everyone? Is everyone complying with the restrictions that are in place? So are they? From what you can see, are they keeping the 2 meters apart when they're queuing outside? Are they doing it orderly and everything like that?
Yeah, they're trying their best to, and like there's still the odd few people who like try to skip the queue and come straight to the till area. But I always like jump on them like go back around that way.
Yeah, and have you noticed as well that the people in the store are a lot more appreciative of what you're doing and everything like that?
Yes, definitely. As I was saying just a few minutes ago, how like there was like this kind of negative perception that like if you're working in a shop or something, it's just like some people I've noticed just like badmouth you and that, and swear their head off. I've had a few instances of those in the last month, which is not fun.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're doing our best to provide for people. And if you're just going to be negative about us, then just get lost.
Exactly. That's the way to sum it up, if you ask me. Just get the F out of my shop,
just get lost,
and don't bother coming back.
Exactly. Like if you're not going to be appreciative of what we have available, and also like if you're not going to appreciate that, you know, we're trying to operate the best system for everyone, then just again get lost.
Exactly, 100%. That with you on that. One question that I just found funny to ask, because I know there's those that are coming up with conspiracies like, oh, we shouldn't be buying food from shops anymore, it's not safe, anyone could have coughed on it. So Ollie, is our food still safe?
Yeah, I would have thought so. Like, I've not noticed people trying to cough on it or anything. If they're doing it, then they can just get lost, because
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Who would be like, especially with the current circumstances, who would be stupid enough to do that? I mean, I know I've seen videos of like people licking like stuff and then they've managed to catch it, which is stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, don't know about anyone else, but once I've bought anything, I grab an alcohol wipe and I wipe it down.
Yeah, that's a perfect way of you know, taking precautions and stuff.
But yeah, really appreciate you coming on today, Ollie. Unfortunately, we are running out of time. We've got one more guest to fit in after you. Obviously, as I'm sure you're aware, we're all appreciative of people like you on that front line at the minute, in our shops, in our hospitals, our paramedics and everything like that. So massive thank you for that. But obviously, just one thing that I've asked everyone, and I'm going to ask everyone, is what message would you say to our frontline workers, people like yourself?
I would say, obviously, we're all trying to do the best we can in the current circumstances, and I know these are hard times, but I always feel like if we work together as a team, like if we follow all these protocols like social distancing and that, and not going out for nothing that's essential and stuff, if we keep to those like protocols, if we stick to those going forwards, like I'm sure we'll come. I don't know when we'll come out of this, but I'm sure if we all stick, I say ironically stick together, but like, you know, pull together and stuff like that, we'll all come together, and you know, we'll kick coronavirus in its nasty arse.
100%. Ollie Walker for Prime Minister, please.
I'm coming for your job, Boris.
Well, really appreciate you coming on, Ollie. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch up with you in a couple of weeks or so, and we'll have to get you on properly for your own dedicated episode, that's for sure.
That sounds cool.
Make sure you go and check Ollie out, and of course, be respectful to your shop workers, be respectful to people in times like this. Now, my next guest today, we're going across the sea, we're going over to Ireland, and we're joining Kieran O'Reilly, so give him a big round of applause.
Well, hello there.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic. How are you coping with self-isolation and everything like that? You bored yet?
I was struggling the first few weeks, but now I'm just like, I'm not bothered by it at all.
Yeah, I think Coral was saying earlier on that it's just become normal. Like, everyone's so used to it. Like, now, like, just going to the shops just seems like going to the shops normally. Obviously, keeping your distance, only letting so many in, but it's a lot easier than it was to start with. It's a lot less stressful. But yeah, good. Glad you're doing good. What are you up to? Are you still working, or are you just doing fuck all?
Oh yeah, I'm working normally like the usual days, just because I'm an essential worker, and the rest of the time I'm just like combination of watching Disney Plus, Netflix, and doing a lot of TikToks.
Fucking TikToks. Don't we hate it?
Yeah, once you get into it, you get really addicted to it. I've learned.
No, I do not like it to the slightest. I despise of the platform.
Oh my god.
So, what we are doing today is, obviously, we've had two really shit guests on, and it's time to have a bit of fun. So, in the style of your favourite quiz show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, we're not doing that, don't worry.
Oh god, okay. Because like, they're like, you're gonna ask me like trivia questions? I don't know these answers.
No, I've dumbed it down quite a bit for you. And we're playing the game of Who Tweeted This? Roll the jingly thing. So essentially, the game is I give you a tweet, I read it out word for word, and you have to tell me, out of a choice of 4, the celebrity that tweeted it.
Oh, I'm gonna be great at this.
And we've got 7 minutes before the footage runs out, and we've got 8 tweets to go through, so let's go. Number 1, roll the tension music. Now is as important as ever. For those who are sick or those who are not and scared, we're in this together. I love you, world. Was that A, Lady Gaga, B, Piers Morgan, C, Vanessa Hudgens, or D, Ariana Grande?
I said C, Vanessa Hudgens?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. Sure.
I'm afraid that's wrong.
No.
I mean, Vanessa Hudgens told us people are going to die and to get a grip. It's not going to be her, is it?
Well, she kind of apologized for that. So it was like, maybe she tried to get back. It's like, oh, let's just be like this now. So
No.
that's what I thought. Kind of redemption.
It was Lady Gaga.
Oh.
It was Queen G. Or
I
whatever they call
was
her.
just gonna say, I bet you it's Lady Gaga, and I was like, no, I cannot give that obvious answer, and I was like, of course the obvious answer was the right one.
Right, let's move on to number 2. Happy 1 year since opening SWT. I love and miss you all. Thank you for everything. Is that A, Shawn Mendes, B, Camila Cabello, C, Ariana Grande, or D, Alex Gaskarth?
Okay, this is gonna be a wild guess because I didn't know what that was, so I'm gonna say B?
If this was for £1 million,
I'd be a
you would be going
failure.
home empty fucking handed.
This is why it should not be in a trivia show, even a Twitter one.
It was Ariana Grande.
Okay, like I didn't.
Right.
You know what I think? I didn't know what you're talking about. And like, did you answer? Like, what did you say? The STG or something like that? I was like, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, neither do I. I think it was one of her tours. I don't know.
So this when you said,
Right.
it's probably Manchester or something like that. I don't know.
Right, moving on. Number 3 is Don't Try Hard, Just Be Extra 2020. Is that A, Alex Gaskarth from All Time Low? Is it B, Leo Varadkar, your Prime Minister? Is it C, Coral Francis, your good friend? Or is it D, Jason Derulo?
Oh god, I feel like this is gonna be the obvious answer, but
So, we'll just recap that. Don't Try Hard, Just Be Extra 2020. Is it Alex Gaskarth, Leo Varadkar, Coral Francis, or Jason Derulo?
okay, I know one of them is definitely not the answer. Okay, I'm gonna say
Which one do you think it's not?
it's definitely not B because Leo would not say something like that.
You don't know though, this could be his personal Twitter that I've just found.
Yeah, I doubt it. I'm not gonna say that. Eventually, like, oh yeah, that's the right answer. Like, no. I'm gonna say probably A.
Congratulations, you got your first one right.
Got one right. Yes.
Moving on to question number 4. The tweet is, LOL, I got drunk today from 2.5 drinks. 1 glass of gin and juice, 0.5 glass of rosé, 1 can of strong bro dark fruit. For fuck's sake, what's wrong with me? Hand on face emoji, laughing face emoji. To be fair, I hadn't eaten much either. Now, your options are A, Rebecca Winkler, B, Kanye West, C, all the way from Scotland, YouTuber sensation Jack McLean, or D, Billie Eilish.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be. I'm gonna say A. Rebecca.
2 out of 4.
Yes.
Well done.
I felt like I knew that was from Rebecca.
Right, moving on to question number 5. I hope with all this madness going on at the moment worldwide that your favourite creators are able to bring some positivity and normality to your day. Is that A, Marcus Butler, B, Jim Chapman, C, Alfie Days, or D, Joe Sugg?
Oh my god. If you asked me this like 10 years ago, I would know the answer, but I don't follow any of those, so I'm like, oh god. Okay, let's see. I would have
Let's
to...
go for let's rule them out one by one.
I wouldn't say it's Marcus because I don't really think that he would tweet that, but he may, I don't know. I don't think it would be... Possibly would be Joe or Alfie. Or it's not Alfie's on that, or it's not.
Yeah, so it's A, Marcus Butler, B, Jim, C, Alfie, D's Joe.
I'm gonna have to say Joe because he's like, I feel like he'd be the person to say that.
I'm so sorry. You didn't make the cut. It was, in fact, Alfie Days.
Oh, I was thinking, I bet you it's Alfie, but okay.
Right, and unfortunately, Kieran, that's all we have time for today. You'll have to come back on next time, but next time we're playing this, and hopefully, just hopefully, you'll do a bit better.
Yeah,
Before I do let you go, though, have you got anything that you would say to all those frontline workers that are still going into work every day, despite everything that's going on?
Stay strong, and you are the best people in the world.
And what a great way to sum it up there, Kieran. Really appreciate you coming on the show today, mate. Now, as JFK said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest form of appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. I would hope that once this is over, we reflect and realise how selfish we have been as a nation. If it wasn't for immigrants, the NHS would have collapsed a long, long time ago. We owe every single one of those workers our lives. Now, this has been a special episode of NotSoLive. We'll leave you tonight with a bridge over you by the Lewisham and Greenwich NHS Choir. Goodbye.